Here we are, it's about 3:30, 3:45 in the morning on Tuesday, and today's finally the big day. I'm gonna move the fences outside, and I'm excited for that. The reason I'm up early is because I gotta get some work done on the computer first. One thing that I haven't been able to do lately is get outside and actually do a lot of work back there in the garden because I've had so much computer work to do. So, and that doesn't change. I actually have 6 podcasts to record in the next 2 days. So I'm up early today, up a little earlier than I normally would be to get after it, get some work done on the computer. I have to edit some things, some audio, and then I also have to prepare for those podcasts. So then come about 8, 9 o'clock, I can get outside and hit it hard. But this is kind of how I have to balance it out. I gotta get that computer work done somehow, and if I want to spend most of the day outside working, that means I either gotta do it at night or I gotta do it in the morning. So I'm probably doing it both, and it's at least starting now at 3:30 in the morning. Well, I kind of feel like Christmas today because the day has finally arrived for all of this fencing here to come down. My wife and kids are out of town today. They're gone for the day. So today is hashtag work like you're single. It is bust ass until about 3:30 p.m. today. Then I gotta jump inside to get back on the computer for a webinar I have coming up later today. But for the next 6 odd hours, it is gonna be full force, hashtag GSD, and get these fences down. What I'm gonna try and do today on this lower tier is remove all the fences, remove all the posts, and then level it out as much as I can or as much as I want to, and then determine what am I going to do for my permanent beds. How wide am I going to make them? How wide am I going to make the paths? Establish those, and then lay the beds out. And if I'm lucky, I'll get a cover crop planted into some of them because I got tomatoes coming that are too big, they're pushing, which leads me to having to get this done today. But nonetheless, I don't have any obstructions today. I don't have any work inside. That all got done earlier in the early AMs this morning. No kids, no wife, nothing to feel guilty about. So it's just full force beast mode. So just for fun, I'm gonna throw an estimate out here that it's gonna take 30 minutes to rip out all this fencing, all these T-posts. We'll see how long it actually takes, but I think if I can get this done in 30 minutes, it'll give me a lot of time to get everything else done. That may be an aggressive estimate, but we'll find out how good my estimating is and how much I can actually get done and what unexpected surprises I'm gonna find when I actually go to pull these things out. So first line of fencing's out, and actually it's a little bit scary here to be doing this because if this doesn't work, this chicken train idea, I gotta put all this fencing back in, which is gonna be a pain in the butt. I spent a lot of hours, about 2 years ago, that's about how long all this fencing's been in, putting all this stuff in, and since then I've deepened the soils, so a lot of these fences are probably 6 to 15 inches deep now, the bottom of the fencing. If I had to put this stuff back in, it'd be terrible. One note on the fencing itself is I used 2 brands of welded wire fence when I put this up. I used the Works brand, which is sold at Lowe's, and I used the Red Barn brand, which is sold, a Red Brand or Red Barn brand that's sold at Home Depot. They're both about the exact same price for the exact same specs, the same gauge on the wire. It's all welded wire, it's 2x4, it's 3 feet high, and it was like 100-foot rolls. About 35 bucks. The Works fencing is crap. The welds on this welded wire, like you can pop them with your hands so easily. They're just junk. So stick with the Red Brand, Red Barn, I can't remember the name of it. That's definitely the better fence for the money. I found it at Home Depot. Supply a tractor company also carries it. But this Works fencing, this is junk. This is basically gonna be scrap. 2 short ones down, 3 to go. All right, here we go, last row. Not on time, way over time. It's gonna be twice as long as I thought. It's already 10:15. I thought I'd be done by 10. I'll be done by 10:30. I'm liking it so far. It's weird having all this open space in here. And it's gonna be interesting maneuvering around here. I already feel free. I kind of feel like Kramer in that episode of Seinfeld where he painted over the line to make those luxury cruising lanes on one of the freeways down by New York City. That's kind of how it feels in here right now, as you were all constrained by these jailhouse style fences, and now it's like, this is wide open. We can just roam. So I'm liking it. Last row coming out right now. Pulling this works fence, I'm realizing how crappy it is. It sucks. Don't buy it. No more fences. Fences are out. Now it's time to pull these posts. I'm gonna Hercules out what I can, and the rest I'll get the post puller for. Look how deep this T-post was. This is like 3 feet deep. But the post puller, it worked good. I actually broke a few boards trying to do it. It was sinking in. I ended up using a big concrete block. So this is what I'll use to pull the rest. The other stuff was just too thin. That's it. The fences are down, the posts are out. Now for the boring part, the cleanup of it all. I'll make another video on how I end up laying out the beds, but it's done. I'm glad this is done. It took exactly 70 minutes. I thought it was gonna take 30, so I was way off. That's how stuff balloons into huge time vacuums when you live at home and doing these projects. They're just one off. So probably a good rule is to usually think it's gonna take at least 2 or 3 times as much money as you think it's gonna, or 2 or 3 times as much time as you think it's gonna. Nonetheless, it's done. It is over. I can relax a little bit now. I gotta get a drink. And then it's on to the next phase because nobody's home. and I gotta keep working.